Hello, hello, and welcome back to Remember the Flowers. We're in the middle of training with our good friend Silver. He is a good lad. My gaze is centered on the knife in his hand, thinking of ways he'll try to attack. Ready. Yeah, I think so. Silver quickly sprints up to me, way faster than I thought. It takes every ounce of my being to dodge his blade. Out of instinct, I try to jump back. No, you're supposed to dodge forward, to the right. This is what Bloodborne has taught me. That's about half as fast as I can go when I'm serious. Even so, you were still able to dodge, even while winded. That's impressive. A Silver walks up closer to me, and just a couple feet away. Well, we definitely want to work on your reflexes. I'm sure you'll get wiped out if we only focus on dodging, dodging full-on assaults. Silver gets into a stance that almost reminds me of a fencer. Stand right there, straight up. You can try to strike back if you want, but I want you to try and move back and forth to avoid me. You don't let up, do you? You want to see how good of a teacher I am, don't you? Yeah. I swallow my spit and try to focus on Silver. There's something I want to try. I'm not sure if it'll work. I've never tried it like this before. With one final deep breath, I get into a defensive stance once again. Focus. Focus. Oh. I start to feel a sensation I haven't felt in a while. I'm not sure exactly when I figured out how to do this, and the specifics are still a bit of a mystery to me. But I learned how to artificially slow down my perception of time. While trapped in Resum, I'd often do so to try to tune out the ongoing surgeries around me. Being sedated wasn't an option, as I had long grown immune to it. Instead, I tried falling asleep while slowing everything else around me down. My heart starts beating in a particular rhythm, and my senses kicked into overdrive. It's more like I'm thinking faster than my body can keep up with, or rather than actually slowing time. In a situation like this, it might prove to be useful. Ready? I try to nod naturally while in this strange state of mind. Oh. Okay. Sure enough, Silver starts his offense. My eyes are the only part of my body that can keep up with my thoughts. I watch his knife get it as I watch his knife as it slowly gets closer and closer. Okay, I'm getting distracted by all of this like wiggling around. He's aiming for my left side. Moving like this feels like I'm trudging through gelatin. With enough effort, I'm able to focus myself to sidestep, although I almost lose my balance. I start to feel dizzy, but it's manageable. I can see surprise slowly creep up on Silver's face before transitioning to focus. Without speaking, he tries again to get me. This time, he's going for the center of my chest. I try to jump backwards to gain some distance. I'm slowly getting used to the sensation. Breathing like this is awkward, and I can't tell if I'm taking enough breath. It's like I have to do it manually. Silver continues his onslaught of strikes. Whether or not he's trying his absolute hardest, I'm able to dodge most of what he tries to dish out. For a moment, I think I see a confused expression on the silver fox's muzzle. Huh? In the end, he does manage to leave a red streak of paint on my right forearm, and that's only because I was just about to give out. I'm panting, and I feel like I could pass out at any second.
Silver must be able to pick up on it. He tosses his knife to the ground and faces his palms to me in surrender. Okay.
All right, that's enough, Cyrus.
If I didn't have a headache before, hearing his slurred speech definitely will give me one. Calm down. Get back to normal. I force my head back into a steady rhythm. and after 10 seconds, God, I'm doing great. I'm doing great, guys. And after 10 seconds, I'm back to the present.
That was oddly impressive.
Gee, thanks.
I'm not trying to be insulting, it's just...
He looks me over with confused look on his face.
What the hell were you doing with your heart?
It's complicated.
Well, in any case, you definitely got a good foundation for defense. Learn to throw in some attacks of your own in the middle of it, and you'll be able to take down any random thug you come across.
I'll take it. God, I'm exhausted.
Sorry, I might have went a little overboard. I was trying my best to hit you, honestly. But it was like you read my mind.
What can I say? I guess I got good instincts.
Right.
I contemplate on filling Silver in on my little talent. It's not really something I need to hide, right? Over dinner, I'll let you know how I did it. Yeah, but could you help me back to the camp?
Sure thing. You deserve a good rest. Oh, star pupil of mine.
Thanks. Silver puts one of my arms around his shoulder. He's a little shorter than me, but he's strong enough to help me back to camp. In order to not worry Aaron, though, I try to walk on my own once we get closer. Judging by the amazing smell wafting through the air, I'd say we're right on time for dinner. The White Tiger waves us over to the makeshift campsite. He set out a couple of logs around the campfire he made, which is cooking the pot of stew he mentioned earlier.
Evening, fellas. How'd the training go? A lot better than I thought.
Silver proudly presents the streak of fur I colored on his arm.
Cyrus did that? Did you let him?
No, I didn't let him. That would ruin the point. He got me too, to be fair.
Only once, though. I didn't want to be too extreme with it.
I'm still huffing and puffing too much for my liking.
You went overboard, didn't you?
Maybe. Who's to say? Aaron chuckles and moves to the side of the log he's sitting on, padding the spare space.
You look like you could use some rest. Come here. Dinner's almost ready.
Can't wait. Without hesitation, I walk over and then plant myself next to him, still panting.
Here, have some water, Cyrus.
Aaron hands out a small canister. I graciously accept it and start to slowly drink. Thanks, Aaron. I really needed that.
Of course. I think it's good that you're working on yourself. But remember to take it easy, all right?
That feels like all I've been doing as of late.
Rehab isn't easy, Cyrus. You've been working hard these last few weeks. Don't sell yourself short. He's right. Give yourself the credit you deserve.
I try to hide my sheepish expression by drinking more water.
In any case, feel free to rest next to me. I've been told I make a good pillow.
Really? Never would have guessed. Not with that gut, anyway. Aaron slowly pulls on my shoulder to rest my head against his arm.
No buts. You need to rest. The stew will be ready in a little while. Why don't you take a nap?
But...
Trust me, Sai. You need to rest your body as well as your mind. And just a tip from one assassin to another.
All right, fine. Just a short one.
We'll wake you up. Don't worry.
My mind is already starting to fade as I turn my head to comfortably rest against Aron. I don't know if it's my imagination or not, but I think I can hear him purring ever so slightly. Okay. Oh. What do you mean? We wouldn't want to, organize a raid.
Do you really think I'm the only one who's left? They've set the bases to be evacuated and explode should someone leak information.
That sounds ridiculous to me. I know they're stupid, but not so stupid to waste resources like that.
Believe what you want, I don't really care.
You should at least try to be a little more convincing than that. All I'm hearing is an excuse to keep us far away from your little pals' lives. Wait, that said where your little pals live? Where your little pals live. I can't read. That's fine.
I thought information gathering was your forte. Why do you even want to keep me around if you're not going to believe me?
That call wasn't up to me. It was up to Dario. I'm sure you're aware of him.
I've heard of him, yeah. He's a descendant of Darius something or other. The guy whose company you sold your soul to.
At least I got some kind of profit. You're quite literally in debt to us. Artemis laughs, despite how morbid the situation is. He wants to meet you in person. You should feel honored. Like Darius all those years ago, he seldom makes public appearances.
Cool.
By the way, where is this base you used to work at? I still find it hard to believe they'd rigged what little they have to blow up. I would like to investigate. I sigh, knowing that ignoring his prodding will only lead to more problems.
That's tricky. When I was employed, our group was still considered rookie and not to be trusted. They hardly told us anything for a while.
That was smart of them. You haven't proven to be very loyal.
Are you going to interrupt me every time I try to speak?
You know, I just might. Your reactions are quite entertaining.
Whatever. My point is that, while I worked and lived there, I don't know where it is. We mainly worked in the remote area that they gave us the coordinates to. You try there, maybe.
Was this before or after you had your axiom?
What difference does it make?
If you use that little brain of yours, you could just open a map to pinpoint your location. I laugh. For once, I have an opportunity to look smart.
You think that they're that stupid? They have frequencies that screw up with most Axiom's location function.
Artemis drops his jovial, not juvenile, jovial. I don't know what that word is. Facade and looks quite serious. Is that right?
Yeah, unless you had clearance, they would limit the functions where you're in the main base.
While in the main base. That is very good to know. The weasel switches back to his annoyingly sarcastic self soon after, at the drop of a hat. I was worried at first, but it looks like you are good for something after all.
Oh yeah? Enlighten me.
I've had my suspicions for a while now, but it looks like I'm going to need a personal chat.
With
Dietrich Steiner, the creator of the Axiom. He's always been so proud about his encryption and neutrality policies. What you just told me leads me to believe they haven't been playing fair with us. I'm sure you're aware of how they make me feel. See, selling out your former comrades isn't as hard as you think it is.
You're implying I'm going to get paid for it.
Well, just disregard your hospital bills and call it even. How's that sound?
Whatever. How much longer do we have to drive? Doesn't Tensia have gates to port us?
What's the fun in that? I didn't save up for this car just to barely use it. We'll be there in an hour.
I assume there is...
Ressum, yes, the main location and all. I'm sure with your line of work as of late, you're familiar.
I'm going to take a nap. Wake me up when we get there.
Sleep well. Maybe when you wake up, your cranky attitude will be gone.
Don't count on it.
Oh, trust me, I won't. I like the weasel. He's fun. I really like his portraits. They're cute. As usual, the meal Aaron made for us is absolutely amazing. The warm stew paired with the cool breeze from the mountain makes a relaxing experience. Late in the evening, Silver and I start chatting about training ideas.
By the way, Cyrus, what's with that axiom? I noticed it earlier. Doesn't it weigh your arm down?
Kind of. It's not very heavy, but it does make it a bit awkward to swing a knife.
Maybe we should get you a more compact model, like the ones we use. Come to think of it, I've never seen that type before.
Arm's the one who gave it to me. Apparently it wasn't released to the public.
That's right. Despite the fact that it's more advanced than most models, it has a lot of limitations.
Mainly because it has to connect to the host through their nerves. I hold my arm out so Silver can get a better look at it. It has an AI in it that's been helping me figure out how to use it, but I'm still learning.
I see. It's just so bulky. You could maybe use it as armor in a pinch, but that's stretching it.
Maybe you're right. The only issue is that I won't want to damage it.
Well, you should be able to change its shape, at least a little bit.
What do you mean? Aaron thinks for a moment.
I've only seen one other person use it, but yours looks a lot different than when he had it. It's supposed to be able to change shape.
Oh god, excuse me. I'm fine. Yeah. I'm alright. Aaron tugs on his green bandana as he tries to remember. Oh, that's cute. I wish there was a portrait for that.
He used it while fighting a lot, but couldn't do much with it without hurting himself. He wasn't able to do anything too crazy with it, although I remember he was able to fire some sort of blast from it once.
Aaron sighs.
Nearly burned his arm off in the process. Can an axiom really do that?
Now that you mention it, I remember how weird it was when you put it on me. It was a blank slate for a moment before it started to change.
Even the screen ports look different than I remember. I have to wonder if that AI adjusts the form based on the user.
Let me try something. I calm my mind to use the mental link with my axiom. Kai?
Yes, operator.
I assume you've been listening to listening in on our conversation. Are you able to change your shape at all?
Certainly. What form would you like me to take? Offensive? Defensive?
How about efficient? A little lighter would be helpful.
One moment, please.
Okay. Well. And just like that, the axiom covers itself in a verdant green light. Verdant. Now that's a $10 word. It doesn't last for a long time, maybe 10 seconds. I barely have time to register what happened before Kai speaks to me.
Reduce physical surface area by 45%. Any less would impede functionality. Is it to your liking?
Stunned at what just happened, I start to rotate my arm around. I could feel its What? Sucking out some of the metal underneath the skin. Okay. When it changed shape. Instead of looking like a large metal band, the Axiom now looks more like a brace attached to my arm. It only covers the top of my arm now. The underneath is replaced with two metal straps to keep it in place. It's still embedded in my skin, but it's not nearly as suffocating as before. My arm definitely feels a lot lighter. Okay. Actually, I think we will, yeah. I'll end the part here. So I will see you around, everyone.